welcome everybody. It's great to have you on. There'll be a few more that come on. I know for me, 7 o'clock is always like a moving target of actually like getting there and getting into your space, getting your space set up. I've been working at getting my space set up here for probably a couple of days, just moving things in and like doing some practices here, trying to feel, get that homey kind of feel to it. And I'll probably leave it like this for a while here as well. So I'm really tapping into that. So I want you, so encourage you to, while you have a moment here, make sure you have your tea, something warm and nourishing that's integral to what we'll be doing. I've got Zengest in mind. We'll talk about that in a moment. On Guard is a great choice on that one as well. Ginger is a great choice for a nice nourishing Ayurvedic type tea. Have some blankets around you. We will be doing some restorative poses, so make sure you've got something that you can kind of wrap yourself up in on that. Some pillows. I've got a bolster here to use if you don't have a bolster. I love these little long kind of chair couch pillows. They work great for a yoga support, so you can grab something like that within there. Blankets or blocks, whatever's kind of speaking to you in this moment, feel free to grab a hold of that in your space. Okay, so just a great big welcome, and I am really glad that everybody's here and I'm able to be here tonight and be present for this. It's designed to be experienced and remembered. So if your mind wanders and thoughts come in, that's okay. Your body's doing the work, right? So just stay present with what's coming up for you and your body. And before we do anything at all, we're just going to kind of arrive into this space. So I just want to invite you to be present, to sit up nice and tall, maybe finding a comfortable seat. I am sitting on just like a pillow from my couch, just to have a little bit of height underneath there, and just have your hips being a little bit taller kind of helps us to sit straighter within that, right? So you can do that. Another lovely way to have support within this and to feel supported is to take a blanket and just put it in underneath your knees. That can be another way just to soften this feeling, just to having no hard edges. That's what we're looking for tonight, is no hard edges. And then I'll invite you just to grab your tea, right? Sipping that warm drink that you brought. And I want you to be comfortable with where you're at. So if you want feedback on what your yoga poses might be, you can have your camera on. Otherwise, you can turn that off. You can let that go and just let your body be your measuring stick. What you're feeling safe and supported into, just trust that that's going to be there, right? So either or. If you want feedback, or if that feels okay to you, feel free to leave your camera on. But if you and you're always welcome as well to unmute and to share or to ask questions. This is your space, right? So feel comfortable just to be in the space and to take up the space as you feel the need to, right? It's not about it's about feeling safe, right? And tapping into the wisdom that your body has to offer and to share with us tonight. And we're here in community, right? You're not alone on this journey. So if it feels good for you, you can tap in the chat what your name is, where you're from, what you're sipping tonight. If you want to share that, whether it's tea, water, breath, what oils you might have put into your tea, or whether you're just kind of soaking up the warmth in your environment, feel free to add that in, and we'll create this sense of community within us. I chose Zengest Blend, or Digest Zen in the US, that's what's in my cup. For me, that's like the ultimate Ayurvedic tea, right? It's soothing, it's grounding, it's supportive for our digestion just after eating dinner here. So it's super helpful for that and for nutrient absorption and healing the gut, all of those great things.
Hi, Krista. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
My name is
Kelly.
Kelly, and I'm from Northwest Calgary. And I'm sipping tonight on peppermint ginger tea with 1 drop of wild orange essential oil.
That
And they
sounds
kind of you said the orange kind of takes the bite of the ginger and smooths it out a little bit.
Yeah,
So I'm really enjoying that. Thanks.
it's a good softener for sure. And I've got Tina with me in the studio here, and she's got On Guard in hers, which is another favorite blend of mine to put in our tea, especially in this winter season within here. Good. And I love that we have choice, right? That's part of Ayurveda, is understanding what's right for our body in this season, right? And what's right for our body on this particular day, and what's happening within that. So we're already seeing some Ayurveda in action there. Okay, so winter is Vata season in Ayurveda. It is cool, it's dry, it's mobile, it's subtle, and we balance Vata with the opposite. So what we're doing tonight is we're having warmth, moisture, and stillness. So in Ayurveda, winter is not the season to cleanse aggressively or to push your body into big changes. It's a season to rebuild these deep energy reserves. It's a season to calm down our nervous system. When this body feels safe, healing can happen naturally. So I read an article lately by a coach that I follow about is talking about like quick fixes and how we're always like reaching for this new thing, whether it's like, you just need magnesium for sleep, you just need this for that, or whatever that might be. And quick fixes don't work. And then we start to feel discouraged within that. And we feel like despite we're doing all the right things, we're still not feeling right in our bodies. And really it comes down to calming down the nervous system. All of these things are a nervous system response. And I agree with this coach to a point. I would also tack on that it's a twofold solution here, that we have to calm down our nervous system and we need to rebuild our microbiome or our digestive system. These two are so integrally linked together, and they happen together. As we calm our nervous system, this is going to start to heal. As we start to heal this, it's also going to start to calm down our nervous system. So it's kind of like this twofold path that we can come into. And Vata energy, interesting, Vata governs both nervous system and digestion, right? So this is the season that we're in is our season that we set the stage for healing. Not by doing anything, but by just choosing supports that are easy enough to be consistent for us. So rest isn't what you do after healing, it's what allows this healing to begin. Okay, how does that feel? Take another sip of your warm water, which is with your grounding things in there, with those heated spices that are within that. All of that is the opposite of Vata, which helps us to balance our Vata, right? So that's why sipping on hot water, sipping on warm water, having a little bit of spice in there is so healing in this season that we're in especially. Okay, now I'm going to invite you to apply an oil on our bodies, right? Just put a drop of any calming or grounding oil into your hands. If you have one. If you don't have an essential oil, that's totally fine. I want you just to imagine, rub your hands together and imagine this warmth and this scent if you don't have it. I put frankincense on there. Another favorite of mine is like black spruce, which smells like Christmas trees. So everybody can bring that feeling to mind. It's pretty close to that season. And one reason that essential oils are so effective for this work is because the scent bypasses our thinking brain. Right, and it speaks directly to our nervous system. So as you're breathing that in, and make sure that whatever you chose tonight is right? So any grounding oils could be that frankincense like I just put on there, your balance blend or tree oils. Digestive supports are also good for this, so like a peppermint or that Zengest, Digestion. Calming things like our Serenity blend or Aroma Touch blend is one of my favorite Ayurvedic ones. There's no right oil. Right, so it's just matching that support to your body to what you need today, not following anybody else's rules on this. Okay, so after you've taken those 3 deep breaths, sorry, I get off track there with what I want to share. So take those 3 deep breaths. And I want you to place that residue on perhaps the back of your neck, perhaps a little bit on your heart space if you can. I've got so many sweaters on, I'm not sure if I can reach my heart space down there. or any place that might be sore, or just needing that love and attention today. I'm kind of covered up, so it's harder to reach all my sore spots, but the back of the neck is always one of those ones that's accessible and just goes right to that nervous system and helping us to calm down and release and unwind within that. Okay, we're going to slip into some gentle movement. So I want you to, it's going to be a really slow flow that we're going to do. And if at any point this movement doesn't feel right, stillness is also yoga, right? This is how we build our habits that last, by listening instead of forcing this in there. So let's just start off. We're going to have to start off with some head circles. So just drop your chin down towards your chest. Just allow that head to be heavy. And then you can slowly move it around so that your ear goes towards one shoulder. Just again, pause there, allow it to be heavy. And just gently move across the back. We're not going to stretch to the back. We're just going to go from one ear to shoulder to the other. Just feeling, does that feel like a stretch through the side of your neck? And then gently rotating so your chin comes down towards your chest. Taking another circle there. So there's no rush to this. Just pausing whenever your ears over your shoulder, and then releasing to the other side. And then again, just dropping, just slowly moving, dropping that chin towards your chest. We'll do one more in this direction. Pausing from ear to shoulder, moving to the other side, and then dropping, just allowing your head to be heavy and weighted. And then start to flow in the opposite direction. And again, ear to shoulder, across to the other side, and then releasing down. Flowing that right around. So you can do 3 on this side again. Just notice, is your neck talking back to you? Can you relax your shoulders as you do this? Or did you bring tension into your shoulders as you did that? Where can you release any of that tension? Can you move it any slower? Does it feel like you need to move a little faster? Good, and once you finish this rotation, just coming back up to center. We're going to do a little myofascial release, little trick here that we have. So we're going to take your ear to one shoulder and just walk your fingers along. There's a great big set of tendons that come in through here that tend to get tight, right? Especially any desk work that we have or any computer work. So just notice if that feels tight, and it could be anywhere from out on your shoulder joint or all the way up and through towards your ear. So just find a spot there that feels tight. You're going to drop your ear towards that same side, or just press into that spot. So you're going to offer it some resistance or offer it some pressure there. And then you slowly take your ear towards the other shoulder. This is a myofascial technique called stripping, and we're just moving those ligaments. You're going to bring it back, and then you can either use that same spot or maybe just find another spot that's close by there. Drop your ear in, press into that spot, and then take your head and neck over to the other side, stripping, releasing, and then doing one more. So finding another juicy spot in there, holding on, and then just keeping that pressure there as you slowly take your head to the other side. Good, release that out. And we'll do the other side, giving it some love. So just kind of walk your finger down, feel where that tendon is that comes in through there, that tends to be tense. Holding up, finding a spot. So you're going to bring your ear close to that shoulder as you find the spot, pressing in, and then just slowly taking your head and neck over to the other side. Good, and then coming back again. Sometimes we do myofascial release with like little balls or things like that. This is one that we can do anywhere. It's just using your own fingers, right? And your own weight of your head to actually provide the release. And then Again, finding one more little juicy spot in there, and then taking your head across. Good. And then releasing that. Let's do some big shoulder circles. Just taking those shoulders up, back, and around. So 3 in that direction, and then we'll do 3 in the opposite direction. Releasing that through. Good. And take a nice deep breath in, taking your shoulders up towards your ears. I want you to feel this difference between tension and release. Hold it in, tense it all up, and then breathe out, release it down. Breathing it in, tense it all up, squeeze to the shoulders, breathe out, and release it down. And then one more, just deep breath in, hold and squeeze, and then release it down. So this is an example of opposites in action, right? This whole Ayurvedic principle of opposites balance. So when we have that squeeze and then the release, it's actually super supportive for those muscles and allowing them to let go, right? Okay, so doing a little bit more movement here. We're going to move our spine in the 3 directions, right? So, well, 6 directions because we're going to go forward and back and side to side. So starting off with the seated cat-cow, I like to place my hands on my knees there just for support. And then let's start with the opening. So I want you to take a deep breath in, bring your heart forward. So it's like you're curving your spine. Seated cat-cow, so the same thing as we do when we're on our hands and knees. Good, and then as you exhale, round that down, back. Round it back, tuck your chin, and see if you can stretch to the back of your body. Good, inhale, breathing in, opening, releasing forwards. Drawing that heart space forwards, and then exhale, releasing back. Tuck the chin, breathing into that back of your body. One more deep breath in as you draw it forwards. Good, and breathing out as you release it back, just in the convex concave shape of our back. Coming up to center, take your arms out to the side. We're just going to float them nice and gently here. Breathing in, take one hand down, the other arm is going to extend over. And then anchor this bottom arm and press up and extend, stretch into that space. Inhale back up to neutral and exhale to the other side. One hand down, stretching, pressing, and creating space. Good. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, going to the other side. Pressing down, lift and create space. Good. Releasing back, pressing down. Inhale, lift and create space. Center to the other side. Press down, release, create that space. And then last time. So this is all designed, this is a series you could do in bed. We're not filming from my bed today, but you could do this one all like as you're getting up in the morning or before you're going to bed at night, right? And then one more, just breathing in. Actually, we're going to come into a twist in this one. So breathe in nice and tall, breathe out, just gently twist towards the back. So one of our longtime community members used to hate yoga with a passion until she started doing it in a way that just aligned with her body. Good, release that back to center, deep breath in as you lengthen through the spine, deep breath out as you release to the other side. So once we find a way to do this that just honors your body, the season that your body's in, the season that we're in, it becomes this thing that we just long for. And this is when habits become natural, right? Breathing in nice and tall. Let's go back to that first side. Breathing in, breathing out as you release. And just surrender and soften into it. When habits feel good, they become things that we just do. Because we know that they're going to feel great in our bodies, right? Coming back to center, breathing in, and breathing out to the other side again. You can gently look over your shoulder. Good, back to center. Just release that out, shaking it through. We're going to move into a few even more quieter poses than these ones. And our first restorative one is going to be diamond pose. So for this, I'm going to have you just take your feet out a little bit further. And this is all the kind of yoga that we can keep our socks on and do all that stuff, right? So in diamond pose, we're going to feel supported. So you could do this one and just like bring your head forward. If you have a bolster or something like that handy, you can take that here and place that your forehead on that support. Perhaps you're bendy, flexible enough that you can have a block down below there and place your head on that block. Or simply no props and just bringing that around for you. So find what works for you and your body in this space and in this time. And as you settle into this, just allow your body to be supported. Allow your spine to lengthen as you breathe in, and allow it to release as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing in, breathing out. So not rigid, just support it. And I'll have you just bring your attention to your belly. Not to judge it, not to change it, just to notice it. Just breathing in and breathing out. Notice the natural rise and fall as you breathe. Even if it feels subtle, even if it feels quiet. The belly is one of those first places that we brace when life starts to feel overwhelming. So if you notice this tension here, it's not a problem. It's just information. And then start to bring your awareness up your body into your chest. Notice if you're holding on there, or if it already just feels a little bit softer. And then bringing your awareness to your jaw. Allow yourself to release any tension that might be there. Let your tongue rest. Let your teeth just be slightly apart. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering that you're not doing anything wrong if your mind wanders. Just keep coming back to that sensation of being here, being supported, breathing. This is what safety feels like in your body. And when your body feels safe, your digestion and your healing will naturally follow. Just breathing in and breathing out. Start to bring yourself all the way back up. Take your feet and just plant them. Bring your hands back behind you for support, and then just take your knees from side to side. Just a nice gentle windshield wipers, releasing any tension there in your hips, in your spine. The next pose that we're going to do is a heart opener, and it's a beautiful way to start the new year. So it's a nice gentle way to feel open to some new experiences and to some new beginnings as we start this new year. I'm going to give you some options on how to set this up. the first one, here I'll grab my blanket. The first one is, and I want you to choose the gentlest option, not the most extreme option for you. So what feels like you're getting a little bit of an opening, but not going too far, because we want our body to be completely at rest. So think of this as a restorative pose versus a yin pose, where we want the body to feel a sense of opening, but not necessarily a sense of stretch, okay? So one of the gentlest ways is just to take a blanket, and you saw how I made it. So I had a blanket that was in like this kind of a shape, a yoga blanket, and I made it into threes. So it's not very high, and that just goes across your mat. If you don't have one of those, the great thing about yoga blankets is they have a little bit of stability to them. If you don't have that, that's where this little pillow comes in. This can be enough just to kind of lie over that. It's going to give you just a couple inches of height within that. Now, if you do have the bolster and you've practiced this a lot and really want to go a little bit deeper, you can do the bolster, but I would encourage you to have a block back behind you so your head rests on the block. Your arms go in between here. I can give you a quick demo of what this will look like with any of these poses. And you can keep your sweaters on. You may want to have a blanket around you for this. You can even have some support under your legs. Mine's immediately there. So this goes underneath your heart, and then your arms go out to the side. Okay, and then head comes down to rest. If you have one of these gentler options within here, you don't need the support for your head. It's just going to come down. Again, this goes right underneath, your heart space where your bra strap would be for ladies, and then your head comes to gently rest along the floor. So you can modify this by having a little bit of a blanket there if that feels better underneath your head. Taking that moment to find that position that feels right for you, that feels comfortable for you. And just making sure that support is underneath kind of that chest area, and that your shoulders are kind of releasing down towards the ground. Come back into that so you can see. And again, you can have your blankets up around you. So we don't want it under our shoulders. We want it just down a little bit so that your shoulders are releasing forwards over that. Good. You can have your arms down in a low V. You can have them out to the sides. You can even have them up what we call like a cowboy surrender type of a pose, or a cactus pose. But again, just checking in, where do you feel supported, open, but not a stretch, not going too far into this, because we want our nervous system to feel completely safe. This is the difference between restorative and a yin pose. We just want absolute support within that. As you take this pose, I want you to just feel into this sense of starting the new year open to new experiences. Starting the new year softly, gently, but still powerfully. And it's in this softness that we get the opening in this pose. So just take a nice deep breath in, breathe out as you release, surrender, and open. So I've taught this pose for many, many years. I've taught it to a group of teens in the middle of doing some really intense back bends. And we did a little experiment. We were doing the big wheel pose where you're pushing up within that. And we stopped and did this pose, held it for a couple minutes, and then they went back to their wheel and they got further. They actually got further by being slower. You get more opening, you get more space, you get more distance, more capacity by simply slowing down, allowing the nervous system to rest, allowing your body to release. And when you're safe, your body will release. Just gently breathing in, smoothly breathing out. Notice where your body is letting go without you forcing anything. possibility. Breathing out, just let go. Let go of the attachments that hold us back. One more deep breath in. A nice deep breath out, just releasing it with a sigh. And then to come out of this one, you're just going to roll gently on your side and take the support out from underneath you. So when you're lying on your back, roll gently over. You take that back arm behind me to take it, release it out. I want you to lie flat and just notice what flat feels like. Notice that sensation perhaps of your shoulder blades dropping down into the floor. Just breathing in and breathing out. Next pose here is Banana Asana. So just from exactly where you are, I want you to walk your feet over to one side of the mat. Keeping your hips where they are, your hips stay grounded. Your body is still like facing up towards the ceiling, so we're not turning and twisting our body, but our feet have just walked to one side. And then take your arms, extend them overhead. If you're gonna find room there, I've got not a lot of room near me. Then you're going to take your hands over to the same side that your feet just went to. Just breathing in and breathing out. You can rest them down on the ground if that feels comfortable. You can cross your arms if that feels comfortable. You can even cross one leg over the other if that helps to anchor it in. In this pose in Banana Asana, there isn't a lot of movement that you need to do to feel the effects of this. It's a subtle pose. And winter teaches us something that's really important. That nothing in nature rushes in this season. Trees are conserving energy, the seeds are at rest, the earth just holds. So allow yourself to be held. You don't need to stretch deeper, you don't need to release anything on purpose. If your body wants to soften, just simply let it. Releasing back to center, take a moment just to stretch your hands and your feet out long, creating that space. And then walk your feet to the opposite side. Again, your hips stay facing up towards the ceiling, so everything is in that straight line. They don't have to move very far. Find that spot where your hips can stay and be grounded on the ground, and then you can take your arms up overhead and release them to the same side as your feet. So again, just creating that banana shape on the opposite side as you breathe in and breathe out. Allow this to be a gentle stretch. This doesn't have to be your biggest banana asana. Just allow it to be gentle, allow it to be subtle. That's the season that we're in. Again, if your body wants to soften, let it, and if it doesn't, that's okay. Just imagine that heaviness of winter snow, not the light and drifting, but just allow it to be settled, grounded, to be still. Allow your body to settle in that same way. Because when we stop pushing, your body knows exactly what to let go of and when. Healing doesn't happen because we force it. It happens when we finally give our body permission. And then just releasing your body back to center. We're going to move right into our Shavasana. And if it feels okay, we're going to start this with a little squeeze again. So just gently squeeze your hands there. So for Shavasana, I'll walk through that just for a moment. Have a little bit of something under your head if that feels right. You can also have a little bit of something underneath your legs. Again, that just takes the tension out of your spine. So I'll model this having the bolster underneath your thighs. I'd like to have this blanket right tucked underneath my head, and then your arms are alongside you. Just allowing your feet, so move anything away from you. I've got all my pillows stacked around me, so move anything away that your body might touch. Just giving your body that space to relax. And give yourself a few gentle movements here. Just wiggle from side to side. Take your head from side to side. Releasing any tension that might be there. Allowing yourself to settle. I was laughing at my dog this Christmas season because he does this little thing before he kind of settles down. He grabs his favorite stuffy and then he just moves his little muscles in different ways, and then he settles down to sleep at night. And it's just the cutest thing, but it is so true, right? Just allow those little movements to happen so you can soften and you can release. And then one more thing as you're here, just squeeze your hands for a moment. Just feel once again that feeling of tension and then that feeling of release, that softness. And just noticing the difference between those. This is what your nervous system is learning tonight, and how to recognize ease within your body. And then just scan through your body, taking this sense of ease that you felt in your hands and placing that down into your feet. Let them feel easeful through your legs, through your calves and your thighs. Breathing in, breathing out, release, let go through the hips and the belly. Breathing in, breathing out, releasing through the back of your body, through your ribs, through your shoulders, down through your hands and your arms. Breathing in, breathing out, allowing, resting, healing. Breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing your throat and your jaw. Relaxing your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Relaxing your mind. As you rest, just see if you can notice one thing that might feel different now. Maybe it's your breath, maybe it's your jaw, maybe it's just a sense of quiet and peace. You don't need to name it, just let your body remember this feeling. Because this is something you can return to over and over again with simple, supportive practices. Nothing to do right now, just rest. wall of your belly as you breathe in and out. Noticing the sounds around you, the scents around you, the gentle movement of air on the skin of your hands, your face, your feet. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can move your body any way you need to move. You can stretch your legs out long. You can stretch your arms out above you. I invite you to bend your knees, just rolling over onto one side. Pause there for a breath. Again, just capturing that feeling of ease, of stillness, safety and rest. And then you can bring yourself all back up to sitting. And again, just making use of that support that you have there so that you're sitting easefully with your spine. So what we just went through isn't like a one-up spa night, right? That's not the intention. This is the beginning really of how Ayurveda works. It's just these small, daily, nervous system kind of safe daily habits that we put in. Sometimes we do have time for an experience as long as this one. Sometimes that might be a little bit shorter, might be one pose, might be just something that we do with intention. Most people don't struggle with this because they lack discipline. They struggle because they've never really been shown how their nervous system works, right? They struggle because their body never feels safe enough to allow themselves to change and allow themselves to accept where they're at and what needs to happen. So if your body responded to this, that's a signal, right? That it's looking for more. And this is why I created our 90-day Daily Essentials program, and it's a program of rest. I've been laughing because doTERRA is launching a very big 90-day reset program, which is wonderful and incorporates everything we do in the Daily Essentials. But every time I've gone to write the word reset in the last 3 months, I've forgotten the last E. So it's always been rest. I didn't catch it until just before Christmas. It's like, oh, I keep misspelling this word over and over again. It's like my body's telling me, or my subconscious mind is telling me, it's not a reset. It starts with a rest. It is a reset, but it starts with a rest, right? And this rest is what we need to begin this journey, right? To soften, to allow ourselves to be in this place. And when we're working from this place, especially now in winter, when your nervous system and your digestion, we want those to be in a restful place so that we're working with them and not against them in all of this. And because January is not a season to push on this, I'm actually offering my group program complimentary this winter. So if you order this month one foundational kit that kind of gives your digestive system everything it needs to heal and replenish, you will get the whole 90-day Daily Essentials Ayurvedic program with all the lifestyle hacks and all of the knowledge and awareness and support that goes along with that. It's just a complimentary part of how this works for us, how this is the best way that we can do this together. In addition to that, we have, because it's a big doTERRA thing, a lot of our coaches, so my big coach, Laura Jacobs, is doing a great big program, so you'll get complimentary access into that season as well. So we have that community to tap into and get the supports from that and to tap into that extra knowledge and wisdom, along with our other nervous system supports and our quieter, gentler approach to what this is. So it's a season of Not doing more, it's about doing less with intention on that. And so I'm here to help you navigate through some of this noise of January, this urgency, and to tap into what's really important, what really makes a difference on this. Kind of like that supportive back bend that we did tonight, that when we go softer into something, we actually get further into where we want to be. Whether that, because it's okay to have goals. It's okay to have these New Year's things that, oh yeah, this coming season, I want to feel lighter. I want to be healthier. I want to, have less pain, whatever that might be. It's still valid to have these goals, want to give space for that, but it's just how we choose to get there in alignment with the world and the season that's around us. And can we do this in a gentle way, in a way that's a yes and? So we can say yes to the season that we're in and honoring that this is hibernation season, right? It is not the season to be shredding a juice fast or anything like this. So allowing ourselves to say yes to that season and to say yes to those goals and dreams that we want to pursue within that. So let's just end this, and then we'll open it up for questions and thoughts and commentary. Just end with a deep breath and a sense of gratitude. So nice deep breath in. Breathing out, just letting that go. Exhale and savor the stillness, the rest. So tonight was about remembering what safety feels like. If you want to keep going with all this, tomorrow I'm going to send you an email with a gentle recap, an invitation if you want to continue to move forward on this. But if tonight was enough for you, that's so perfect too, right? So honor where you're at, what your body is feeling, what those messages that you're getting from within you.